Good morning, friends. How's everybody today? Can you hear me? See, Fantasy's here. Conk Lobster was first today. Conk, I shared something in I think crafting for you. There's a creator who makes like deep sea themed uh like like dioramas, and they made a Dunkleosteus. Bet you'd appreciate it. Necromancer arrived second. Conk arrived third. Good morning, people. Ross Riders arrived fourth. Hi. Why does it feel like my OBS is slightly different? It is slightly different. Things are slightly different here. What is going on? It was zoomed out a little bit. That's better. It's like I can't read the chat for some reason on the OBS screen. Even though I look at like the side chat. Which I would like to switch stream information and Twitch chat. That's better. That's so much better. Oh, but then I won't be able to see Twitch chat. Right. Well then. Issues. Issues with having only one monitor. See what people are saying. 67 years of snow last night. Nice. Welcome to winter finally. Nope, can't hear you. No, you can't hear me? Okay. Did you ever sound on Necromancer? Clean out your ears. So, shift this window a little bit this way. Got an appointment this morning. Okay. I did a little bit more work on this painting yesterday. It's a struggle. Everybody else can hear me, so I guess it's a personal problem for you. What was that little mischievous evil? It's really dry in here, so my nose is a little bit stuffed this morning. Yeah. The world is gonna fucking end. Yup. Alright. But yeah, I was working on this painting yesterday. I did a little bit in the hair right here. This little spot right here, it looks so good. Just that one little spot. I'm trying to get that balance between angry, evil, and a little bit unhinged. And since I'm not good at expressions, this is just what we're working with. Therapist says something to suggest how you keep a level head in the face of things going further into hell. Just read Greater Fool. It's a financial blog by Garth Turner, I think is his name. God, I hate painting noses. It's so hard to paint noses. I hate it. I hate doing it. Sorry, it's easier if I paint when it's really small. So that's why I'm like so far zoomed out, because I can get basic shapes in. But I have a feeling that I'm going about this the wrong way. I just can't. I don't know what is wrong with this. This is what I've been struggling with like all night. Because the light's coming from underneath. Once again, this is very difficult. Yes, well, you have to be mindful of light sources. This is sort of how most drawing works, right? I like that little cocky head tilt that she had is kind of gone. I've had to put her head tilt in back like 3 times already. Because you're not going to be able to really see her nostrils at this angle, because she's kind of sort of like looking directly at you, but like straight on. Yeah, there's a video I have queued up called AI is Colorblind. I would very much like to watch it. It talks about color theory, which, you know, I've never actually had lessons on color theory. I've just sort of picked stuff up over the years. 3 full yarn balls and all 3 are 100 meters cotton yarn. What? Just think what knows thing about you. What? Some of us this Spec Ops line. Nope. Neff, good morning. Thank you for the hydrate, the streech, and of course the med check. Almost forgot. Everybody, make sure you take your maracas. Neff is so kind to remind us every single day. And a streech. See, this is kind of the lighting effect that I wanted to have on the first piece that I did for Necromancer, and I just lacked the skill to do it. This man pays so much money for commissions, and then I do like a quick painting that I feel like is like 10 times better than what I gave him, and I feel so bad. My monitor turned off again. These loose cables on my computer. There's. Stop doing this, computer! No! Trying to work. I wish I knew why this computer, of all the computers that I've had, is just like, nah, you're gonna have loose cables. Every port on your computer is gonna be loose. Every one of them. And why? I don't know. It's probably because I put it together myself. I probably did something wrong knowing me. Always progressing, that's how things go. Look, the next one will be even better. You'll have one of my original, like, still beginner artist paintings. It'll be worth billions one day. I doubt that, but you know, artists are allowed to have dreams too. Okay, got a lot of firelight behind here. So we're gonna. I think I figured it out with the nose. Billions! Yes, this digital picture is worth billions. With the way inflation is going, yes. It'll be the equivalent of $4 today. You know what's funny? I grabbed the airbrush and it's still set to saturation. And that's how I ended up with this purple here. If we go like that. And I don't hate it. I can reduce the saturation in some places, increase it. You know, I go there and I decrease it. But if I go over here, I can get that red glow of the exit sign behind her that I want. And here too, I want more of an electrical. See you later, Russ. If I turn this to... No. Needed it a little bit there, but right here? Nope. Wrong shade. Too bright. Oh my good lord. I had to unplug my tablet and plug it back in. Am I still alive? Okay, I'm still alive. Hello? Did you guys all hear that? What the fuck was that? All I wanted to do was run Nightshade, and so I had to install things. I had to restart my computer. I had to switch my monitor to my graphics card and not just the port on my board. What the fuck? I don't even know. I just don't even know. I was trying to use the click on my pen. I don't even know anymore. Okay, I think I figured out how the nose works. I just need to figure out how to refine this. Yeah, that was weird. Computer, you're doing me a concern. I can't afford to replace you. Just hang on until we're famous VTubers or something. That was weirdly disturbing. What did it say? It said beep 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 beep. My computer's trying to send me an SOS. Okay, well, we've kind of figured out her hair, I think. I would like it to be a little bit shorter. I have never worked with such wild colors before on a painting that wasn't uh like an existing piece already. I also do have to decide what her clothes look like. I know I have another picture somewhere. Well, I have to go back to my old main drive. Because I know I did a character sheet for her a really long time ago. See, image archive, don't need to be in there. Was it in here? View, large icons. Oh, group by type. Yeah, I found it. Oh, God. Whoops. What year was this from? Oh, what year was it? I think it was 2009. Yep. It's 2009. Hold on. So that was the original character sheet. Let's just get rid of the rest of the material around it. But she had little skulls on her thing, on her shoulders. Still something I forgot to erase there. We'll just put that right there. Am I just taking that before your hospital visit? Getting an MRI. I've never had an MRI. I'll say the closest it sounded like was 6. 6. I could 60. I am a demon. The computer's just trying to summon me. But yeah, that was her original look. Turn off that one. Lucky in Chinese. Well, I'm the opposite of lucky in terms of demon. I'm just looking through my old folder now. Dignity left 0. My character Icarus got hit with a pie once. It's actually one of my more favorite things I've ever drawn. My character is a stray cat. This is one of the things I'd like to redraw one day. This was like... This was 2009. And I'm still kind of proud of it. It needs a lot of work. But it was the most technically complex thing I had ever drawn at the time. What are those things at the ends? What, on Highwire? These? They're blades. They're blades that are meant to really rip things to shreds. I'm gonna put this in the redraw folder. Copy that, go back to art in progress. Paste that. There's one time he got cursed to wear this horse costume. Let me put in that, and then we'll set that to multiply. And it was like, the colors were fantastic. It was the most magnificent thing ever. I never actually colored it. People just had to use their imaginations. Oh, God, what is that horrible color? Worst skin tone ever. Yep, it was magnificent. And when he walked around, it made squeaky noises. It was pretty great. There. Fantasy wants me to react to my old art. This is what you get. This is the closest you get. Let's see. There was another really technically challenging piece that I did a little bit later than that. That was this one. For the same character, but like he had gone through a redesign. And they get really phallic looking. Yeah, it happens. You just think about dicks too much, man. But those cables aren't part of her design anymore. I don't know what her design is, but what's wrong with thinking about dicks too much? Well, you're the one who added the too much part there. Is there such a thing as thinking about dicks too much? I do like the hardwood. Walnut's my favorite. So yeah, the lighting here is more harsh. Some of those like really bright electrical arcs. So you're gonna see all of the little bits here. I want to clear the hair here as well. Oh, whoa. Bring that orange into the other side. I mean, because the firelight's behind her, you'd still get some of the... Get some of the orange light coming behind her. It'll be more like a back glow. Problem is, once you start mixing orange and cyan, it just turns brown. Moderation, Crypt Daddy. Moderation is key. That reaction has to go into what? Now. That's funny. Now I'm defined by my go hard for long and slam on the brakes. Wait, repeat. Okay, we're gonna bring out some of the soft orange glow. So the firelight's soft, whereas the electrical light's really harsh. And most of the darkness is the front of the piece. I'm gonna ruin this nose, I just know it. Slowly it's coming to life. Let me bring it more front and center for you guys. I'd like this to be a little bit brighter over here. Right. Shadows are going to be much more harsh on this side. Because the electrical arc is still behind her, but more to the front. Strong edge lighting. With like a light diffusion probably along here. So we're gonna get diffusion of the blue light through over the shadows and the ridges of the neck muscles. See, and once again, the tilt is gone. It's like I keep defaulting back to like a straight-on face shot. Well, I suppose it's a little bit tilted. Let's draw a square and find out. It's not. It doesn't have the head tilt that I want it to have. I would prefer the head tilt to be more like that. But I guess this is what it is now. You too. 40 bastards. Yeah, I love you guys. Straight on face shot. Yep. I mean, I guess not as good as back shots, but you know. You came back to Chaos Fantasy. I really need to figure out what her clothes look like, man. So, I'm gonna give a little bit of a spoiler for this character. Since you know the character's name anyways, and you know that she's a girl. In the book, they often refer to Highwire as a him because they think it's a male witch. Because they've never actually seen them up close, and because of the obfuscation magic that the witches use to protect themselves, any sort of pictures that they've gotten have all like been like super blurry. Nobody can really remember, and there are reasons why the main character can figure out who Highwire eventually is because of things that I will not spoil at this point, but they're pretty obvious from the start of the story. So, but I'm not gonna ruin it. Oh no, we've compromised Fantasy Sweet Young Innocence again. I'm having like really adorable squeaky laughs today, and it's because it's just like so goddamn dry in here. It's really disturbing, honestly. Like, ugh, the cute. I need this really bright. It's funny because like I was working on another picture of one of the other characters. Just like you guys probably remember this because it wasn't too long ago. Where did I put it? Where did I save it? It would be in the 2025 folder. What is the date on this? Yeah, in June. I was working on it in June. Was this one. And like the difference in the painting style. This is ugh. Oh, good God. We gotta fix that one too. Why was the math book so sad? Why was it so sad, Fantasy? Aureus! You're making the cloak because you got snow? Nice. We're repainting an old character. The original picture was so bad. What year did I say it was from again? It must have been 2012. By type again. This is another one. This is the main character. He used to have that purple hair. It was very anime. It had too many problems. Nobody could count on it. What happens when a frog's car breaks down? I don't know, Fantasy. What happens when a frog's car breaks down? I have to show Arias the, like, awful picture of Highwire that I originally drew. What was it? Couldn't have been 2011. It was 2011. This one. This was the very first one I ever drew. If I were to fix this, quote unquote, fix this. The face was the wrong shape. Like, just the quickest fix ever would have been to just give the face some more dimension and not, like, alien face. Some better lighting. Just lighting. Light and shadow. Do not save. Yeah. Hey, there's a stream boobot. Deny. It gets towed. Ah! 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 Looked up dad jokes to try and make Say laugh. I am already laughing. Today's a good day. But yeah, this painting got redone as well a couple of times. I'm gonna go find those ones. I thought I had the draw it again meme with the redraw. Oh, here's another one. The hair doesn't make any goddamn sense, but this was like my semi-realism. Like, this was the peak of my art at the time. And now I can paint these and that. And in 10 years, I'm gonna look at this new painting of Highware and be like, that is shit. Probably not, because, like, I look back at my old stuff, like, even from this last year, this was what I could do at the time. The peak of my technical skill after doing that painting for Necromancer, that first one. These two characters, you know, they both come a long way. Fantasy wanted me to react to old art. It's a request. Request is being fulfilled. Group these ones by type. I wish the folders would remember. There's actually no novel stuff in there. Ah, this was the year I did it all. Group by type. So that first one you saw was then repainted to this. Then that. And then I tried to overcome my technical challenges and failed. Kept changing. There's the draw it again meme, which I would like to fill out some more with other things. So all of these various versions of these characters that I did. Yeah. This one. I was just trying something different. And then this one. So, if you guys think that you can't improve in your art, you can. You always can. There's always room for improvement, especially over whatever that is. But, like, these two... these two turned into this. And, like, I wanna repaint this one again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that, we're gonna copy this file, and we're gonna put it, I have a folder called Draw Again, where I take old pictures and I paste them into that. Just make a copy, real quick copy. We're gonna do a Draw It Again meme on old pieces. Like, one of the biggest challenges with my art is drawing a character and then drawing it the same way so it's recognizable as the same person. So, like, these two are supposed to be the same person, so I would have to... What I could do, theoretically, is take this picture, change the entire lighting system and her hair, and change nothing else. And, try and translate, like, the shapes of the eyes, the nose, the lips, the jawline, and consistently paint someone the same way. Like, consistently paint a person over and over and over again. And that is a big problem I always had. Struggling with noses still. As always, you guys know. You knows. This is my attempt of getting a character to look the same. kind of look like the same person. But the trouble is, like, I have facial recognition problems. And that makes it really hard. This one absolutely did not go well. Like, what is this? What is all of this? like why is my thing set to thick paint, not round mixing brush? First of all, like, like it's awful. It's awful. It's awful. It looks like frickin' Light Yagami, whatever the fuck his name is from Death Note. The eyes are in the wrong spot. Like, the eye should be more down here. Oh, he's got the bedroom eyes look now. It's really terrible bedroom eyes. The least French-looking French man ever. I am embarrassed by how bad this is. The lips are decent. Wrong angle, but they're decent. Like, real quick fix. Real quick fix. Like, that's already miles better. Neckline on the shirt was wrong. Well, look at that. Like, that's already better, and I'm just putting scribbles down. Bam! Just like the shittiest quick paint ever, and it, like, that took me, the previous version took me days, and it was bad. You want me to react to my old art? That's what you're getting. Just, like, super fast overpaints. The chin's too long. Like, we'll resave this, and we'll quickly drop it in Draw again. Yeah, I'll save it as Clip Studio format. We won't save it. Okay. So, again, tried to overcome technical problems. It wasn't working. See, like, even though, like, this one's older than the previous one I just closed, it's still better. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check, necromancer. Everybody on shrimp line spines. Shrimps. Give yourself a little wave back and forth. Stretch out that rib cage. Like raise your arms and just wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh. Yes. There. You got reacting to old art today. There's so much more. I have so many things. This is a character from a different book. Look at that fucking nose. That was, I'm trying to light this from the bottom and I have no idea what I'm doing. Duplicate. Grab shading. Grab lighting. I was not confident in my ability to shade anything. Guess what? It needs to be darker here. But this is what progress is. This is why I do all of these studies. This is why I'm always trying to learn new things. The upper lip would be quite bright. And then above that, a little bit dark. Over the edge of the nose, dark here. Dark, light, light. You know, you gotta figure out where the light's hitting things. And then his hair is complicated. Because he has orange hair with white streaks in it. Hard lighting is difficult to do, yes. And, like, you have to remember not to let yourself get distracted by, like, all of this title up here. That doesn't exist. That glow on that thing does not exist. All the light up here in this image would actually be... would actually be rather dark up here and in the background. All of your you'd have a diffuse glow if he was just in an open space. The reason the background is red is because these were like promotional images. Why am I using the airbrush? I don't know why I'm using the airbrush. So his hair was originally orange with white streaks in it. He looks kind of like Ichigo. I think his eyes were actually gray. I don't know why they turned gold in this picture, but this is Rowan. He's my character from a book called Magination. It was originally a BL. He's supposed to have a lot softer look to him. Cora streaking! Thank you, Cora, for the 25 stream streak. I have become more powerful than you can possibly imagine! Anyways. That, yeah. Do not save. We'll take that one. We'll drop it in the draw again, too. I think this was actually a PSD file. Yeah, this is the original PSD file, and I'm gonna, like... 22 layers? Yeah, 22 layers for this. For this nonsense. And welcome back, Ross. Unless there's something I need to figure out on my own better. Yeah, well, like, that's why we do these practices, because we want to learn new things. And redraws sometimes help. Yeah, 22 layers for that nonsense. This is a picture for Arcane Memories that I never finished. You can tell I have a problem with shortening. There is a lot wrong with this picture, but at the time I was like, wow, this is really technically challenging. Because it was. And in the same year, I was able to draw that. So, like, my skill varies wildly, even, like, year to year or month to month. And it's just like, what is wrong with me? And it's because I have no, like, actual technical training. Yeah, after 2017, I basically stopped drawing. Large icons. Want to see the same character, the one with the orange hair? He's now that. He changed to that. This is Kieran, the one I designed a hat for that got me the ticket to Conquest. Technical issues on this one. Kieran's face is really hard to draw because he's one of those people with like a really long kind of face. Burn the witch! Arias just coming in. Burn the witch! Antagonists have points, but they aren't good. Look. Sometimes antagonists have really good lines. And you can't, you can't deny a good line. Arcane Memory. I was trying, like, a different style. Again, Kieran is really hard to draw. So, these characters... and Gavin. Yeah, she came to my chat. I don't know, I think you were away that day, but she finally came to my stream, because she's not a morning person, right? She's absolutely the opposite of a morning person, so she never makes it to my streams. But she came in, and it was like we were having a gremlin day, and I had a weird moment of linguistic absolute pure gold failure, and I called her Arcane Memories when she came in. And no one clipped it. Shame on all of you. But yes, all of these characters have names, they have histories, they have purpose. They also have last names. And I think Blasnuriel is probably one of the coolest last names I have come up with. You were cleaning, couldn't stop? What do you mean clean? What? The hands look weird. Sorry, I'm scrolling back a little bit because I missed some things. Therapists do know how my voice sounded very burned out. Yeah, Ross, you just sound burnt out all the time, to be honest. Yeah, these characters really wanna redraw them. I really like writing these characters. Rowan has changed and looks so much. I really like this little capelet thing. So let's toss these guys into the oh no, we want to copy them. These two files. Hold on. I wanted to save this PNG with the where's it go? Alright, what year is this? It was 2020. There we go. Yeah, these were from 2020. It was when you were able to do a lot of drawing. I got no drawing done in 2020. I didn't get anything done in 2020. I didn't get anything done for like the 3 years following 2020. You know, it shouldn't have taken a pandemic to get most people the time to do the things that they got to do during the pandemic. Like, life should just be like that. Sorry, I hadn't resaved the files since I'd thrown color on them, so I just wanted to do that before I took a copy of them and dropped them in the Draw It Again folder. And then, after that, 2021, I actually drew a fair bit of stuff. I did my very first collab with Cyan Puma. What happened in 2020, it never ended, that's what. It's 2026 now, and I can't believe it. Honestly, like, my mind, I'm losing my mind, man. Well, we just have to keep trying, Ross. That's all. Anyways, this was a collaboration for Halloween. Thank you for the hydrate, Nuff. And I have to finish my tea that I have anyways, because my dad's going to come up for my mug soon. Puma putting salt into the potion. I'm just like, I'm gonna go over here, whatever you guys are doing. It seems very unsafe. You're being followed by a big kitten. Cora, did you get a cat? Or do you have... You had a cat already, didn't you? One of the art challenges that I did that year as well was draw your character as a Pokemon trainer. So I drew Lagoon as a Pokemon trainer. Again, a technically challenging image. Lagoon's pride and joy in the Pokemon world is his colossal Mareep. He is an absolute fucking unit of a Mareep. Oh, you have 3? Okay. I wish we had another kitten for Tesla, but we don't have the resources for another cat. If I reached a level of like income like Iron Mouse has, I would definitely get another cat or 2. But I would be able to afford a house. Charizard and Arcanine. Yeah. Lagoon has a pigeon and a sheep. No, I wouldn't have 10 cats. I'd just be far too much, man. But yeah, it was a technically challenging image, and I had limited time to get it done. This is the same year as the Highwire picture, actually. So the same year as this one. And I think the Highwire one was done after the Lagoon one. I'd have to check the dates on them. Let's see. Yeah. So, the Highwire one was done after, and that's about when I switched to a more painterly style. Sorry, I just heard my dad downstairs, and he's like, all natural. Group by type. You wanted to see what my, my streaming character looked like before I settled on Nameless? This is what I was gonna go with. I had a couple of other options. Where are they? I never actually got the other ones drawn. Nope. This one. So there were a couple of options that I was going to go with, and I wasn't sure what to do. As you can see, I have a particular penchant for this hairstyle. Oh, the border security, whatever. Yeah, they didn't have any jobs available. Murder. Like Charizard is cool, though I feel like actual Pokemon probably been more refined than what? You like the shape of the eyes? The eyes of what? Anyways, the green one is the one I'd settled on, and then I ended up going to Conquest, and I settled on this character. It's weird how life is funny like that. Because then I end up as this character. And now he doesn't have the collar anymore. Well, I can still look into it. I think I'm gonna have to send CSBA, Canadian Border Services Agency, an actual email and get them to answer my questions, because every time they have an information session, it's always when I'm busy. Like I have a doctor's appointment or something. For some reason, they are all on the days when I am unavailable. It is so frustrating. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, no, because they're different people, they have different eye shapes. Like real people. Oh, hey, Mike. These are... Not mine. They're not mine. I can tell you right away they're not mine.
Oh, they're mine.
I'm pretty sure they're yours. Sorry, my mom had a piece of clothing. And I took one look at it, I'm like, that's not mine. Save her coming all the way into my room. Murder! Stabs a chicken egg. The unborn are delicious. But yeah, I had a recommendation from someone who already worked there, but they've retired. So I have to send them an email and ask them some questions, like if I wanted to work in a particular department, do I still have to go through the like regular training center, the 12 weeks of training at this other place? Is there a physical fitness requirement, etc., etc.? Like, I have a lot of questions for them that I don't think will be answered by the information session anyways. And because I'm older and I have a lot more maturity and experience, YouTube is usually live. I have to talk to them about that. If they can just, give me training for a particular position and put me there instead of me going from the bottom up of being like a border security guard and dealing with people crossing the border all day, because I also have no way to get to one of the borders either because I don't drive. I am an office bean. I am completely restricted to office work. I can't do physical, like, things that require me to take down criminals in the field kind of work. That's why I didn't become a police officer, because ever since I got pneumonia, I have not been physically well enough to be able to do that stuff. Which is also why I don't fight at Conquest. As much as I would love to, I just don't have the physical capacity for it. So I have to sort of stay in my lane, as it were. And also, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you many stories of stuff going on on the border where I would have been working anyways. I would have to make up secret stories, like lies, like a spy or something, because I probably wouldn't be actually allowed to tell them. Trying to write a story, trying to write when I was trying to write a sci-fi story. Donovan line, a protagonist was saved before detonating a bunch of eggs. Some hostile aliens. That line was a bit much. The dream art thing? Oh, gone. AI stuff? Yeah, apparently there's a website called Kara. I haven't looked into it fully yet. It's like ArtStation, but also like VGen, and it's supposed to be AI free, and it has auto glazing on it. I wish it had auto nightshade. FAQ, here we go. I'm not sure why it's called Kara. What's Kara's stance on AI art? We believe artists' rights should be respected, and the current use of creators' works without the consent of data sets is unethical. We do not plan to host AI art unless the rampant ethical and data privacy issues around data sets are resolved via regulation. In the event that legislation is passed to clearly protect artists, we believe that AI images should always be clearly labeled as such, as the public deserve to have the ability to search for human-made art and or AI art with posts tagged accordingly. Yeah. Does Kara protect me from AI scraping? Unlike many portfolio websites and image sharing platforms, we automatically implement no AI tags on Kara by default to protect images uploaded by the platform. These tags are intended to tell AI scrapers not to scrape from Kara. However, no image that is publicly available on the internet is being fully protected from unethical scraping if companies and bad actors are determined to do so. Yep. So while we are committed to taking as much burden off the artists to protect their creations from being added to AI datasets as possible, we are facing the same limitations that every other website is currently navigating. Cannot guarantee that the tags alone will shield creators. Kara uses a third-party service to automate AI image detection and moderation. As a small team with millions of images on the platform, we do not have the manpower to manually review every image uploaded, blah, blah, blah. So they do have a way to check for AI content, and they don't want AI content on their platform. Thank you for the hydrate. I did drink my tea just then. Let's make a rebel alliance against the AI art. The AI slop, you mean? And here I was pro-life. There's a lot of implications for that character. Yeah. I over the weekend I invested in Gander, which is the Canadian social media response to things like Twitter, Blue Sky, etc. They haven't launched yet. They're still in alpha testing phase. But I bought 170 shares. I used some of the Twitch monies that I've earned from your gracious presence in my life to invest in a Canadian company working under Canadian laws with servers on Canadian soil. To create a social media app that, you know, isn't shit and doesn't steal your data and doesn't sell your data. One of their things is we do not sell the data. They say that, but you know, who knows. But I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and in this case, with everything going on and all of the crazy rhetoric from the US, I really want to support Canadian companies. And so Gander is, you can buy stock in Gander as a Canadian, I think. I don't know if you have to be Canadian to buy stock, but I own 170 shares of Gander. Because a group of geese is called a gander, and then their other reasoning for the name, specifically their main reasoning for the name, was based off of that incident in Gander, Newfoundland, where an American plane was forced to land due to like severe technical problems, and this was like a really, really tiny town and tiny airport, and all the people in Gander, because they didn't have a hotel or anything, all the people in the town just like took in the people from the plane, and they had to stay like a few days. And just, isn't it, that is the most Canadian goddamn thing. I love it. I love that story where like all of these quote unquote refugees from this airplane in this tiny airport, this big jumbo jet had to land in this middle of nowhere tiny Canadian town in Newfoundland, and and they had to stay there a while, and there was no hotel or anything, so the townspeople just took complete strangers into their homes. And I'm like, that is the most wonderful story. And then on top of a group of geese being called a gander, you know, so the icon for the website is called, the icon for the website is a Canadian goose, and we all know peace was never an option. So it's got like a triple meaning to it, and I love it. Their version of a tweet better be called a honk. Peace is never an option. Peace was never an option, no. Now more than ever. But our kind of fight is less bloody. Honk. Hello. Honk. I'm Gustarian. Honk. Forgiveness will never be an option. Not for me. But I consider all of you guys honorary Canadians anyways. You just happen to be stuck in America, and I can't save you. I don't have the power. Maybe Gander will take off and become a really good company, and my 170 shares will take my 250 Canadian monies and turn it into like 2 million. Who knows? Yeah, that's why I don't believe in gods. But I don't know. I figured, you know what? The world's going to hell in a handcart. uh, my money's probably going to be worth nothing in the future. And who knows? Or cooler heads will prevail. The world will shut down the madness that's happening. And I will have invested in a Canadian company that will be supported by probably far more than Canada. Look, Russ, I like to have a more positive outlook thing. As a British person, what you said is treasonous. I applaud you. Absolutely. Be gay, do crimes. And yeah, I think cooler heads will prevail. I think cooler heads will prevail. Um, I think that you should stop paying attention to the crazy shit that's happening. Oh, there goes my monitor again. And you should worry about the things in your life that matter. You know, getting a job, or getting your brother to pay you back, or doing the things that you want to do. Sit down, do some artwork. Don't think about what's happening. I am here drawing my silly little pictures on my silly little corner of the internet, and I do my silly little crafts with all of my friends on Thursdays. And sometimes you just gotta take a step back, take a deep breath, and realize there's nothing you can do if things go batshit crazy, sideways, upside down, inside out. There's nothing you can do except continue to treat the people around you with kindness and respect and care. And that's all that's going to matter at the end of the day. There's no point in being constantly upset with yourself and the things around you unless you actually try to do the things you want to do. That's a rough quote from Dan is Not on Fire from YouTube. I don't know why, but it just kind of stuck with me. So, here I am. I'm painting. Am I earning money doing this? Very little. I am earning far, far less than minimum wage doing this. But I am happy. And I got to meet you guys. And that's all that matters. I've made lasting friendships doing this. And as long as we all survive at the end of the day and we can get back together and pick up the pieces of whatever may come, that's all that matters. Just go listen to Carl Sagan's speech, Pale Blue Dot, and you'll feel a lot better about the world. Let's go find it. Now, do I have a way to share part of this screen? No. And I don't want to share all of my tabs and information that I have on my browser, so... no, I opened Scrivener by accident, and I didn't get to write anything. I was going to write stuff last night, and then I got distracted by Where Winds Meet. I need to not be so distracted by that. Okay, I'm going to play Carl Sagan's video here. Let's turn off the music. We're gonna have a moment of like calm reflection. Okay.
From this
Uploaded.
distant vantage
Uploaded 16 years ago.
point, the Earth might not seem of any particular interest. But for us, it's different.
And that's it. It really puts life in perspective. I grew up watching Cosmos. I probably watched Cosmos more than I watched, like, Robin Hood or My Little Pony or Transformers. And whenever I feel very, very stressed, I just listen to that. So we're going to bring our music and our ocean waves back up. Death, I have nothing left to drink. But hello. How are you today? There's lore talk today. And looking at old art. If you don't like lore talk, too bad. A ruining pale blue dot. Yeah, Carl Sagan is my favorite human. Oop. Yeah, I don't know how to finish this picture. I do need to bring these colors down here, though. There's no line art in the real world. There's only light and shadow. So yeah, today you guys have seen like my full development from through the ages of art. You don't care, funny Sam? You've been kind of aggressive lately, Death. Not gonna lie, a little bit aggressive. For the hydrate, Cora, I have nothing left to drink. You were pretty aggressive yesterday about the lore thing. I wasn't sure whether you were being sarcastic or not. I'm sad I lost the head tilt. I suppose I could put the head tilt back in. Drink in my art. There. She's got a drink. My dad has come for my mug. Thank you. I am going to take a little break to the demon's room. Little demon's room. It's alright, Death. I wasn't sure whether you were being sarcastic yesterday or not. It was, I was like, what did I do wrong? Alright, I have to go to Little Demon's room because I've already had a cup of coffee and a cup of tea today. Normally I only have just the cup of coffee. I'll be right back. I feel like I can explode. It happens to me sometimes. To quote Gurr. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm just thinking about Gurr now. He's like, but I need tacos. I need them or I'll explode. It happens to me sometimes. It's like the worst rendition of Gurr ever. I don't know why my voice like broke. I used to be so good at doing his voice. It's like the one voice I could do. It was like the worst rendition I have ever done in my life. Thank you for the tea. It's alright. Sometimes people get aggro when it just happens. Miscommunication happens. I try not to let it get to me. Because what's the point? No point in being upset. I was just worried because it was unlike you, so I wasn't angry or upset. I was just worried. I was like, is he okay? Did something happen? Is he just having a bad day? You were like, I don't come here to listen to you talk about lore. The only lore I care about is Skylanders. And I'm like, this is my life's work, man. Why so aggro? I was worried about you. Yeah, Cora wants book. I want book. Mewtwo's really wants book because she's actually read some of it. She's like, have you written any more yet? Go read Sai's book. Sai's book is so much better than mine. Oh wait, she hasn't posted it either. Need to make a tiny adjustment here. Oh, that's why it's not working. I was wondering why my blending wasn't working. I was painting on the wrong layer again. What is on this layer? Oh, that's the little water glass layer. Lie down, Ross. Or go draw something. Even better. She looks like she's about to strangle a bitch, which is exactly what she was doing! That is precisely what she was doing at this point in time. So her power is to be able to control electricity flowing through things. So she uses that to control the cables, kind of like tentacles, I guess. And she crushes people to death. Or uses them like garrots and decapitates people. She's very dangerous. And very much crazy. But she's also not one of those villains that's just evil for the sake of evil. Like, she has reasons for... Death by Snoo Snoo. She has reasons for what she does. Some men aren't looking for anything logical like money. They can't be bought, believe, reason, and negotiation. I just want to watch the world learn. Like Carl Sagan. He wants to watch the world learn. Well, I suppose wanted. I should probably use past tense there. Wow, when I flip it, it doesn't look like ass. Just shocking. It'll look worse before it looks better. Especially the goddamn nose. I've ruined it again. That's because this whole part actually has to come up. Thank you for the hydrate. Enjoy your nap in the shade, Ross. Yeah, there's something about noses that really throws me off. And I think it's because there's so many changes in the shape planes. A little bit of Cupid's bow. This orange doesn't belong here.
Cora Huroda says, you learned the art of the nose, a most powerful skill.
Being able to paint noses, definitely a skill. It's just like there's so many changes in the shapes and the planes that makes it very difficult to get the lighting just right. And then, of course, as we all know, I'm not very good with strong lighting sources.
Cora Huroda says, while you were studying the books, I was studying the nose.
Once I get the hang of it. Once I finally break through that wall where I'm struggling with anatomy and then I've finally figured it out, I will be unstoppable. There will be so many more paintings. Thanks for the hydrate and the posture check, Neff. Dancing dinos. Dancing dinos. Everybody on shrimp thine spines. Raise your arms above your head. Give it a little wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh my god, it's a nose. Guys, I think we finally got there. And now I'm going to clean it up and make it worse. See, now I gotta figure out the lips. Flisrom, meow! Thank you for the hydrate, Cora. Should give her a scar? No. I do have a character with a facial scar, and I've never drawn him before. I should. That would be another very technically challenging painting. Because he's an old dude, too. He's an old man with an old scar. And I don't think I've ever drawn an old person before. I'll have to look up old people references. So much to do, so much to learn. I am really enjoying this painting. As much as it was frustrating before when I couldn't figure it out, the fact that we've gotten this far, I'm really proud of myself. Do you know that to table something means two different things depending on where you are? Yeah, to table something, for me, generally means to set it aside. And then, again, depending on the context, to put something on the table means we're taking a look at it again. We're taking it off the shelf and putting it on the table. Context matters. I think there'd be more shadow right here. Monitor. I'm losing fidelity again. To table something in the British way is an older meaning. Oh. To table in Britain means to talk about it in the US. It's the exact opposite. English always tries to use the excuse, but we did it first. It's more important. You should use our meaning. Actually, to table something has two different meanings based on context. It doesn't matter where you are in the world or which version of English you are. To table something can either mean put it on the table or just put it on the table, like set it aside. Or you're putting it on the table to deal with now. So it's based on context and not so much specifically where you're from. Because in the US it can mean both things. At least in Canada it can mean both things. So for me it's based on context. I would assume in Britain it's probably the same way, is it not? Someone's got their snowplow going. It snowed so much yesterday. I feel like I've caused problems with the nose again. Like, it feels like her nose is too small, but, like, the nostrils aren't too small. And the philtrum also isn't too small. It's right here. It's this spot, this arc, that's really causing me problems. Because there should be shadow here. And there's shadow here too. But then you got some of the highlights coming down. But I don't want her face to be too chubby either. She's not baby faced, she's a mature woman. Not here specifically Canadian thing. Interesting. I think her mouth was too small. Oh, now it's too big. The teeth are wrong. God, those snow blowers are loud. Here we go. Here we go. We're figuring it out. Makeup techniques apply just as much to painting as they do to a real face. It's madly gonna help us that moot point and the simple phrase that is debatable can be used as a dismissible depending on where you are in Britain. Yep. I always get to this certain point with, like, the eyebrows that she starts looking like an evil Shirley Temple. I don't know why that's the thing. So yeah, this is where this painting stands so far. I think I finally have the lower part of the nose right. It's over the bridge, like the main bump of the nose over the top where that weird muddy shading place is. That's also where I'm having a problem. the planes of the nose changes. And then it has like a little bit of a curve here. Keep forgetting that the head is actually tilted on an axis. Yeah, the British are weird that way. Something is quite good, it's really not that great. Which is kind of weird. It's like passive aggressive almost. Ugh. Let's give it a little flipsy. Yeah. This eye needs to be set a little bit. that old one. This one was this one's so bad. But quite good came out of trying to let people down as gently as we seem to have a crippling fear of confrontation. That's weird for the empire that basically took over the world at some point. We hate confrontation as long as it's with other white people and not some colony somewhere. Why do I have to go to the bathroom again? I did just drink another half a cauldron of tea. My mug is really big. What a dramatic difference for that character. The same scene as the very first image there, repainted, with the exact same idea and the same hairstyle, or very close to the same hairstyle. So what happens when you take all the guns? People try to let each other down nicely. Thanks for the hydrate. I'm just looking at it as a little thumbnail and I'm just like, yes. Guns equals rude. It kind of, it's weird because, like, if you could just take out a weapon and destroy a person, like, just annihilate the person who's annoying you, you just resort to being violent all the time. Kind of weird how that works. You'd think it would be the other way around, like if there's no risk of death, you would be more rude because you know you could get away with it, but instead, like, fighting takes effort when you have no weapons. And so you learn to use your words instead to de-escalate or, you know, gently confront. I have to go to the bathroom again. I'll be right back. I'm going insane. I'm back again. There we go. I didn't click the unmute button properly. Poetry is the solution. It's cold in here again. It's probably like 17 degrees downstairs, which means it's probably about 16 or 15 in my room, despite the computer. Yeah, I like where this painting is going. I wanted to finish it today, but I don't think that's going to happen. I might do some, like, quick sketches for, like, an outfit design for her so that I can finish her shoulders. Because not knowing what her clothes look like is really annoying. And, of course, there's going to be another light source. because she has these glowy bits on her outfit. This was just a very quick character design that I did for a contest. It was a character competition. And I don't like it. I hate it. I hate it! What does? The old one? None of my stuff is inspired by Star Wars. God. It's kind of weird to admit, but I don't actually like Star Wars. I don't like anything about Star Wars. There's very, very little in the Star Wars universe that I actually like. I can't even think of anything, to be honest, other than the idea of the Force because it's telekinetic powers. And that's it. Maybe Ewoks. Not even that it's anti-fascist. I mean, there's plenty of other stories out there that are anti-fascist. I mean, Star Trek itself is literally, like, post-scarcity communism. That, you know, it's communism, socialism that works on paper. That will never work in real life because greed. But it's post-scarcity society where equality and has taken its true form. So in a way, Star Trek is also anti-fascist. And it's more hopeful than Star Wars. And doesn't have Jar Jar Binks. That alone makes it superior. I do have to admit, though, I do like Ewoks. And I think I also like the Sand Traders. They're kind of adorable in their own little gremlin-y way. So there. I like the small, cute things. Kind of funny, the most tech facts I see idolize things like Star Trek and the Rebels of Star Wars. What? Tech facts. Shots fired, no Jar Jar. I like the small cute things. The Ewoks, the Sand Traders. Not the Sand People. The little guys who trade the droids that drive the really big machine through the desert. Because they're adorable. Oh yeah, the fascists like Star Trek and Star Wars because a lot of the times they like the technology. And they like the rebels of Star Wars because they consider themselves to be against everybody. Of course I've seen Spaceballs. If you haven't seen Spaceballs, you're living under a rock and not a good one. Necromancer's apparently living under a rock. Not a good rock. Necromancer, go watch Spaceballs. You'll probably have fun. It is a good parody. Aren't they making a Spaceballs too? Or they're trying to, or they planned on it? They're gonna pull Rick Moranis out of retirement for Darth Helmet. Or Dark Helmet. I think it's Dark Helmet, yeah. It's me, Pizza the Hut. Yeah. What makes a good parody is when the fans of the original franchise like it. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily like Star Wars, but I do like Spaceballs. But that's because it's just legitimately funny. It's kind of like Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail. It's just legitimately funny. Even separated from everything that it's attached to. It's just funny. On second thought, let's not go to Camelot. It is a silly place. Alright. Let us... no Evan stream today, it would seem. Your favorite line, I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate. What does that make us? Absolutely nothing! I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Teehee. Look at that. Isn't it cute? A little tiny Zilzaheen. He's so grumpy. One day I challenged myself to make a character with a color that I didn't like to work with. Which was brown. And it ended up resulting in a little comic that I made. Thanks for the hydrate, Cora. Oh man, these are Psy files that I didn't transfer over. I've lost all of the work for that, unless I can get Paint Tool Psy to run. That's sad. I'd converted them all to PSD files, but it would seem I missed some. But yeah, this own little character sheet. This was a divergence from my entire style back in 2010. Yeah, that's from 2010. I don't think I could draw that again today. But the original character tournament that I was entering with this character. So I created a character using a color that I didn't like, and I switched artistic styles completely. Because the whole thing was you weren't supposed to know who the artist was for the competition. So I'd done everything from changing up how I did character sheets to how I did my writing, the way I spoke, everything. I didn't even make it into the competition, but this is the one that I damaged. I think I damaged. No, it was the previous OCT that I had entered that I had damaged my shoulder doing, and my shoulder was in so much pain I couldn't. A year later, I couldn't finish my entry for this one, so I just ended up posting the stuff anyways. But it was a really good exercise, and I came out with a character for it that is kind of lovable. He's not actually an angry character, but I created a whole new species, a whole new fantasy world and everything for this guy too. But he's so angry. Anyways, we are gonna raid Tubular Troll today, unless someone else has come up. It doesn't look like it. Nah, not angry, just angy. Slash raid Tubular Troll. Not Tubular Roll, Tubular Troll. So, my friends, we are off sailing to other waters. Thank you for joining me today for reacting to my terrible old art. And know that even if you're not great at art now, you can always be better later. It's all a matter of practice. And as you've seen with the egg, we even improved at drawing a spheroid shape in 3D space in a span of like 8 to 10 months. So, yeah, improvement can happen no matter what your skill level, as long as you start. So, Ang. Yep. So, it's a quiet stream today, only 6 people raiding out. We had like 13 the other day, didn't we? Like yesterday? Or the day before, like Friday when we raided out, and there was like 13 people. But I guess people are like back to work and stuff now, so. Frond raid, may you wash ashore in distant lands and find something new, interesting, and fascinating to fill your days. I love you, bye-bye!